Welcome to Gamescom. We're here at the 11-Bit Studios booth, and I'm here with Stan, and we're going to talk about Funky Smugglers. Stan, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about the game?
Hi, hello, I'm Stan Just. I'm a producer at 11-Bit Studios. And here today with us we have our second title, Funky Smugglers, that will be coming out on iOS, Android and Mac simultaneously. And what is it about? Well, it's in the 70s. It's the funky game, endless arcade game, as you can see, with some basic, very intuitive rules. You're the airport controller, right? And you're supposed to throw out any dangerous object that those crazy bastards trying to smuggle on the board. So you're supposed to throw out the red items while avoiding touching the green ones. It's the basics. It's easy, right?
It's crazy. The level was called Harmless Hippies from Hamburg.
Yes. Also, the names of the levels are designed in such a way to introduce you to other levels of difficulty. So it will be harmless, something, and then ruthless something, and then extremely difficult something. So
that's quite cool.
To, introduce a different level of difficulty. But as I was saying, simple
peaceful polo players from Paris. Are they all in that style? Do they all?
Yeah. We have a new writer on board that was writing to a GTA franchise, a Ballad of Gay Tony. So he introduced us to a different level of skills in writing. What Pavel is doing right now is exploring one of the boosts. It is called the slow motion, and what he is doing is holding his finger and gathering many items at once, just to make the multiplier bigger, so to get bigger combos. That, as you may also notice, that is a timer on board, so you cannot hold down the finger for as long as he wants. So what he can do is he can slightly toss the finger, toss the items, and then grab it again.
Yeah.
And that, together with multi-touch capabilities up to 5 finger, gives you some kind of a finger twister experience never ever seen before in the, as I said, rough
clones from the clone factory.
Exactly. Never ever seen before on any touch screens. We are exploring the touch screens to the limits here.
Some of the items that they're trying to smuggle are weird. Was that a plunger?
Yes, that was a plunger.
And a saw. And
yes,
a hammer in a boombox. I love how it's totally legal that he has the bottle in the afro, but no.
Or the chainsaw on a granny, as you may notice, maybe. But the squeezy duck is the green item, so it's safe. It's safe.
That's insane. So, what was the inspiration for this?
Well, we inspired basically by Fruit Ninja. But some of our functionality also came from Jetpack Joyride. But we expanded on those, because you have to... Okay, this is the Rush, and one of our, again, next boosts. Everybody is running, like in the Benny Hill movies, like...
Yeah.
Okay, and now the summing up. And money gained. As you may notice, we will have an in-game store for the money spent, and a new rank here that we achieved. It's a fresh inspector. And
do the ranks do anything?
No, actually not. You'll just see that you progressed in the game, but the money also is very important. And again, the missions. What we've thrown, apart from the special gameplay, as you notice already, apart from boosts.
Yeah.
So slowing up time, there's also a magnet which attracts the objects towards your finger. Also, we gave this game Game Center support, so leaderboards, achievements, ranks, as you saw, missions. If we enter the in-game pause right now, we'll see how he is progressing within those missions, just to explore all the capabilities that this game can offer. And finishing those missions, you don't need to finish the game. You'll switch if you finish a mission. The
will
missions
give you a new one.
Yes, it'll give you a new one after a new wave of enemies. So you don't need to wait till the end of the play. And also, if you finish those missions, you'll receive additional cash, and this cash will be possible to spend in the in-game store for new characters. For example, cute little scout a cute little girl with a large teddy bear, and a Japanese woman, new backgrounds for the X-ray scanner, new items, for example, Halloween-themed items, and a lot of new content. Also music, because we love the music theme. It also will be available on iTunes itself as a standalone MP3.
The music in the background is very, very funky.
Yeah. It was aimed at that way. That those are our world words, and new music, our theme. Oh, some bombs here. Look out for this.
The granny is carrying bombs.
Yeah, throwing out them.
That's not right. That's not right at all.
No, but sometimes she's carrying a new Uzi or a chainsaw. So.
And there's the guy with the rubber duck.
Yeah.
Just randomly inside him.
That's randomly generated. Okay.
So.
Items here.
I have to query, why the setting? You've explained why the game, but why the funky 70s setting?
Well, during our prototyping, we've explored the different settings. Some of us had the idea about putting it in a cute little teddy bear setting where you scan teddy bears, but it was like, what? Scan teddy bears? Nah, wasn't very catchy. So we just brainstormed, and what came to us was that the 70s aren't very explored in games. So we pursued this lead.
That sounds pretty good. I mean, I could imagine something like this being done with a kind of Santa's Workshop style concept, but that wouldn't work as well as going to the 70s and getting all the afros and the funk. Well,
if you think about arcade in its core gameplay, it's pure fun, like freely exploring all the possibilities and freedom that you can, and this is fairly connected to the 70s and to the philosophy of that time.
Well, we've discussed the music a little bit, but given that it's on the iOS and Android platforms, was that an influence when deciding what kind of music? Because, they're portable devices. You use them for music. Did that come into it a little?
Oh, I have to admit that we didn't thought about it this way, but I think it's being in plus in this situation.
To me, it seems like the music that you've got works a lot better than, say, for example, like the Santa example that I gave. Like, this works a lot better.
Yeah. And let me talk about one of our biggest feature here. It's a multiplayer battle, but it's not this kind of multiplayer that you might think it is, because you are now joining one of those teams, and we've hosted a duel here on for the Gamescom, and we can choose between the press and 11-bit studios, and each game that we play will count into one of those teams.
Okay.
And we'll compete globally within all the users of this game, cross-platform, so between iOS, Android, and Mac simultaneously on one duel. And what is also interesting with it is that we can call for support for our friends. So we can post it on Facebook, on Twitter, and just for the likes and retweets itself, it will also count as points for our team.
Yeah.
So if our team wins, we'll get additional cash to spend also for the in-game store.
Okay. I'm just going to wait for us to stop being yelled at in German before I ask the next question. I think she'll stop in a second. There we go. Okay, so when is it coming out, or is it already out? Do you want to tell people a bit more about that?
No, it's not already out. We are still balancing the in-game shop, as I mentioned, but it will be out next month. For the minimal price, or maybe freemium later on, we'll see. But later on next month, look out for this one on the iOS, Android, and Mac simultaneous release.
Okay. And is there anywhere anyone can go to find out a bit more information about it?
Yes, of course. There is a site, www.funkysmugglers.com. So please visit our site. Please explore our videos about those games and all the materials that they're available here. But of course, first and foremost, look at our gameplay. It is absolutely fantastic.
Crazy. So there you go. Funky Smugglers coming your way if you own a portable device or a Mac. Stan, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you too.